Good morning, lovies. Welcome to your morning messages with me, Michelle. I hope you're having a good morning so far. We are going to cleanse our space. I am here to help you along your awakening journey and just to assist you in any way that your sweet little hearts need. I highly recommend cleansing your own body and your own spaces every day. I do this as often as I can after I've been with people or been in stores. We are high vibrational beings, and it is so important to protect our energy. I'm just going to put this back on my incense holder, which is not too far away. So we are high vibrational beings, and that means we have this magnetic aura, if you will, and your aura is extending out 6 feet from your body. So it's kind of funny, like social distancing, which is kind of like legit. Our aura is about 6 feet extended outside of our body. So if we are passing by somebody who is in their sadness, in their pain, you can kind of magnetically somehow pick up that energy onto your aura. So when you come home and when you use Palo Santo, when you use sage, you could do a swiping. I do this a lot if I don't have my incense, and I'll throw it into a candle. You can jump up and down. You can go for a workout. Nature is a good one. If you spend like a long period of time in nature, it's a good cleanse. It's almost like Mother Earth infuses you with her energy from your feet. And then you drop all of your heaviness down into her. Taking a bath, taking a shower, being sure to just get all of that junk, whatever you picked up throughout the day, off of your body before you sit on your couch, before you lay in your bed. You do not want to put that energy in your living space. I get told very, very often when people come to my home that they can just feel the joy here. They can feel the calmness. They can feel the good feeling. It's almost like they're taking a drug when they leave. And sometimes they think it's me, but I know it's my space. It's the energy that I keep in here, and I constantly cleanse. So please make sure your bedrooms, make sure your homes, wherever you're spending the most amount of time, even your car. Like I have you can also use lavender water. I'm going to show you what it looks like. This is a huge one. If I go to a hotel or if I go sleep somewhere where I'm not sleeping in my bed, I take this with me, and you shake out the sheets, you shake out the comforter, you bang the pillows, because you don't know who slept on that. It doesn't matter whether the sheets were washed or not. The actual comforter, the actual pillow holds energy. So I usually jump on the bed. It's like the first thing I do is like I'm a 5-year-old and I go and jump on the bed and play on it. And then I cleanse at the same time. So these are great tools to use to keep your vibe high, keep your energy good, because there's a lot of heaviness in the world. And when we're going through our own stuff, it can really weigh our bodies down. And guess what it also does? This is something I had no idea that was happening to me, is that it changes the way you think. So if you have caught somebody else's stuff, and it doesn't mean it's negative, you've almost like you've walked into somebody else's aura. So if you've hugged somebody, if you're like holding hands with them, if you brush by them, it's almost like you're like in their aura and you're picking up their mind space. You're picking up how they think, their patterns. If somebody's really worried about natural disasters, or they hate tornadoes, or maybe they fear getting in car accidents, all of a sudden you just hug that family member goodbye at a family event, you get in your car and you catch yourself fearing getting in a car accident. And that's not a thought pattern that you normally have. So being mindful and being aware in the present moment can really bring us to that awareness that, oh my gosh, these are not my thoughts. And then we don't have to panic because we're in control and we're like, okay, this is just something I can literally cleanse with lavender water. And lavender water, you just spray it all over your body, spray it all over your legs, your back, your butt. And it's just a quick way to clear the clutter. But thought patterns are a huge indicator that you've picked up somebody else's energy. Don't think that you're crazy and you're all of a sudden just thinking these thoughts and you're like, what's wrong with me? No, it's really, really simple. Go home and cleanse and watch. It'll be gone in like an instant. And somebody's confirming that. Okay, we're going to do Journey to the Heart by Melody Beebe. Let's see what messages she has for us today. I'm doing these messages early today because I'm going to get coffee with my friend Elisa and her friend, and I'm so excited. Okay, August 9th, grow in your sensitivity to toxicity. How perfect. Sensitivity to energy. Hello. Thank you, universe. Okay, here we go. Just as we are becoming more careful about our earth and the toxins we put into the ground and air, so will we grow in our sensitivity to events, people, places, and substances that are toxic to us. Our bodies will speak to us, tell us what they don't want, what they can't handle anymore. Our bodies will tell us what hurts, what we're allergic to, what we wish to move away from. Often, underneath the toxins are old embedded emotions. Release the emotions and you release the toxins. Our bodies will gasp for clarity, purity, cleansing, and detoxification. You guys, how funny is this? Literally talking about cleansing. What is toxic to one person may not be toxic to the next. What my body wants and needs today may be different from what yours wants and needs today. The answer is in listening to our bodies, listening to what they're saying, how they're reacting to the people, the substances, the world around us. Listen, what is your body telling you? Grow in your sensitivity to toxicity. Trust the messages from your body. Let yourself heal. Yeah, that's the end of it. How perfect. And I was getting a message when I was reading, what is toxic to one person may not be toxic to the next. I struggle with this a lot because in my family growing up, I was always saying like, I don't know, like bread and pizza and ice cream, it just makes my belly hurt. Like I just don't feel good. And then come to find out, however many years later, I have celiac disease and I'm lactose. So everybody was telling me I was super sensitive and just eat the food, Michelle, you're fine. And, you know, I probably would have done the same thing to somebody else because I would have been like, you're just overthinking it, relax. But in reality, I was listening to my body and I knew that it was talking to me and it was not comfortable. And I hated being uncomfortable. And there's a lot of fitness people out there, which I'm one of them. We love to move our bodies. We like to shape our bodies. We like to feel good in our bodies. We want to feel light and free. And when we are obsessed with that part of our lives, that means your spirit is speaking to you. Your soul is knocking on your door saying, we're getting close to you. We're about to awaken you. You're becoming so obsessed with your body right now because you're wanting to connect to something deeper inside of you. And your body is becoming obsessed with clearing out the clutter, with getting rid of extra body fat, with feeling good, with wanting to look good. Your mind just thinks you're wanting to like be fit and strong and look good, but your soul is really trying to surface. So anytime I see one of my graduates really starting to adopt like a good fitness routine, I'm like, oh yeah, they're going to awaken soon. And then usually they get very obsessed with it to the point where it's like all they think about and all they think about is food and just their relationship with their body. And that's a good indicator that you're starting to awaken. So that was one of the first things that happened to me on my awakening journey, was my obsession with manipulating my body to the point where it felt really good and I looked the way I wanted to look. I was always wanting to lose weight or to just like have my body have a certain look. Awesome message today. So beware that your body is not always going to respond like everybody else's. So you have to tune in, you have to listen. You guys, I can't stress it enough. The cleansing routine that I do before I film, the lavender water, I'm telling you, you have to start doing it every single day. You might be suffering in places where you don't need to be. And it takes 5 minutes to clean your aura. It takes 5 minutes to do it. Do it as soon as you get home from work, as soon as you get home from a lunch with a friend who just kind of like unloaded a lot of heavy emotion on you, or you shared a space where you were talking about heavy emotion. Anytime someone comes to my home, as soon as they leave, I'm cleansing, whether they are a amazing, like happy human being or whether they're amazingly sad. It doesn't matter. It's still somebody else's energy on me and I always want to be with me. And that's the part that people get confused. You don't just cleanse when you've been around negativity, you cleanse all the time to get back to your natural state of being. And that's super, super, super important. Okay. I'm being called to do my Angel Wisdom Tarot. Let's see what comes out today. The Wheel, a fresh new start or the end of delays, a sudden or unexpected progress, a very positive change in your life, travel, or a new vehicle. The Wheel, I always see the Wheel, and I talk about this a lot in my readings. It's like clicking into place. It's like all these aspects of your life are finally starting to come together. The wheel is starting to turn. There's a completion. There's this movement. It's like, okay, I just completed that lesson. Time to move on to the next. And a lot of times the wheel represents like forward motion, right? But also like kind of taking all that you've learned with you from the past. Like I always think of a wheel kind of bringing everything you learned with you into your present moment, and you're starting to see it. You're like, I've grown so much. Oh my gosh, I am now challenged with this situation, and I just responded so differently than I would have last year. So I feel like we're being called to really self-reflect, listen to our bodies when they're speaking to us, and see how far we've come. Like you cleansing your body, you probably didn't even think about doing that last year. So always be doing a self check-in to say, where am I? What am I doing right now? What's new in my life? How far have I come? How much have I grown? What are my highlights of my day? Who made me smile today? I created a journal and it's on Etsy. It's really cute. You can track all your meals. You can track your gratitude for the day. You can track your water. You track your workout, what type of workout, and then you like check off like, did I feel tired doing it? Did I feel exhausted? Did it light me up? And then you write down like if you set any goals for whatever you want to accomplish in your life, there's a little box for that. It's just a really cute journal. It's really colorful and beautiful. And you just print, I always would just print one page out and I would fill out as much as I wanted to. I didn't like give myself rules and I had to do it every single day. I'm very intuitive, and I encourage you all to just let your body speak to you, let your mind speak to you. Don't put yourself on a schedule all the time. But connecting that to the wheel with journaling and checking in with yourself, you're constantly seeing how that wheel is always turning. You're always growing, you're always learning, and we have to pause it every once in a while and freaking high five ourselves and be like, I am a kick-ass person. I've been through so much that nobody knows about, and I'm still here. And I'm doing the work, and I'm on this YouTube channel right now, listening to these messages, wanting to grow, wanting to be better. And you write that. Start talking to yourself in your journal and like just really build that connection. Like you're having a conversation with yourself. And it feels weird at first, but you just say like, I would just talk to myself. And I used to use my nickname Shush. I'd be like, Shush, you did so good today. When I was teaching, I would say, you know, so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so came up to you and complimented your outfit, and that made you feel so good. Always know that people are always watching you when you least expect it, meaning people are admiring you. So I would just talk to myself as if I was like a little kid that I was trying to hype up. And when you do that, you start to do that in your head when you're out in public, because you've been practicing writing it at home. So you're building this dialogue that you're used to saying. And then you're out in public and you're doing it on your own and you're like talking to yourself. And then all of a sudden you start saying those things to other people and you start being like their hype girl, and you start like teaching them how to cleanse, and you start teaching them how to journal, and boom, you're inspiring others. And it all started with you just connecting with you. And that's what life is about. The spiritual journey is all about just falling more in love with who you are so that you can show up in the world and do your mission and do your purpose and your passion. And sometimes that's literally just waking up happy. Your purpose and your passion is you figuring out what makes you happy. And then you go out in the world and you just exude it. And you literally move your body to whatever people, places, and things that you feel drawn to. And you tune into your body. If you're in a crystal shop or if you're in a Target and something doesn't feel right, you leave. You don't stay. You don't have to stay. That's choosing you and listening to your body. And that sometimes is guiding you. Like maybe your soul is like, hey, don't go to this Target, go to another one because there's somebody there I want you to meet. and it makes you feel uncomfortable in that target, so that you're listening and you're like, something doesn't feel right. You leave, you go to the next target, and boom, you meet like your soulmate or something. That's how the universe moves us. It makes us feel a certain way with our physical body, and it's so important. Okay, I'm being guided to do a relationship reading real fast, to switch gears. So if you are not connected, say you're single, right? But you just know your person is out there. This is what they're saying to you. They're either on their way, maybe you've met them, maybe you haven't. Finding out the truth crushed me. Let's get another one on that. What truth? Actually, let's get a tarot card on that. What truth crushed them? Especially if we haven't met them yet. Ooh, 6 of Cups. This is somebody from your past coming back to you. This is reminiscing from childhood. So maybe somebody found out the truth that they really love you, and they pushed you aside, and they didn't choose you, and now they're wanting to come back and apologize. So 6 of Cups is all about somebody from the past coming back, apologizing, reconciling, making things right. And maybe it's a man with a son and a dog. But if you can see, like, this is his younger version of himself and the dog. So he's reflecting back on his past. Hopefully that resonates for somebody. Oh, it says, I lost myself for a little while. So maybe when they didn't choose you or they neglected you, they weren't in their true potential yet. Sometimes we get lost in our ego, and our ego wants a certain thing, whether it wants money, whether it wants a certain type of lifestyle. And then eventually your soul realizes that's not your purpose in life. You didn't come here to do that. And then you wake up and you have an awakening, and then you're like, oh my gosh, that was my person. They were on the right path. I was on the wrong path. And there really is no wrong path. I think it's all perfect. Let's get a tarot card on that. I lost myself for a little while. We'll go again. Well, hello. 2 of Cups. Divine connection. Look at that splash of emotion with the water. We're going to read this one because this is speaking to me loud. I feel like this is huge. Okay. These are the key words. Romantic partners, soulmates, friendships, connected hearts, passion, kindred spirits, joyful connection. And I just got a message that this could be a past life. This could be somebody from a past life, maybe not from your childhood. And it's such a deep bond that when your hands meet, it's almost like they've always been there. Okay, we have connected hearts, passion, kindred spirits, joyful connection and cooperation, union, sometimes marriage, duality, love, consciousness. All right, here we go. When you share your joy with those around you, you will attract deep and meaningful ties with others. This card whispers of romance and love, bliss and attraction, and the unity of like-hearted. Sometimes it signifies the beginning of a new friendship or a business partnership, while at other times it marks a profound romantic union. This perfect pairing of matched souls has the potential to develop into the magical, intoxicating entanglement of twin flames, or the merging of paths that will forever be united or changed as a result. If you are single, look for the arrival of a profoundly passionate and devoted lover. Are you putting enough energy into your relationships? How you see yourself as one half of a committed pair will deepen and shift as the effervescent magic of the 2 of Cups bubbles into your life. This sacred reflection will intermingle spirit, emotion, love, harmony, and balance. And it says in the quote, I thrive in partnerships and my heart leaps with joy when I connect. So good. So yeah, I feel like this is a past life connection or a connection from your childhood that's resurfacing, or maybe somebody from your past. Maybe it was somebody in college that you met briefly, like you ran into each other and now you're reconnecting. Or it could have been a relationship in the past and it says finding out the truth crushed me. I lost myself for a little while and now they're back to reconnect and to merge. All right. All right, let's pull away from the relationships. Let's do an animal card. Let's do a card for the day. What is our message for today? The theme of today. What do we need to focus on? I love when we get the frog. The frog is like my spirit animal. I have a frog outside of my door meditating. My neighbors probably think I'm a weirdo. Okay, so we have a frog stepping into your power. Don't take a back seat in your story. It's time to step up. Fuck yeah. The wolf, heart medicine, let go of that which does not serve your highest good. So the wolf is all about family and tribe. So sometimes there's something going on in your family and you're being called to maybe let go of trying to fix somebody, trying to change somebody, trying to, or maybe you're just trying to let go of the anger that you hold towards them. Maybe they've hurt you in the past. Our families sometimes are our biggest lesson. And it's because we've chosen them. We walked into this lifetime with a layout of everybody that we're going to meet at all different times. And we choose what family we're born into. And you're the lone wolf. You're this wolf that stands alone, and you're meant to do this inner work. You're meant to heal so that you can break free from the toxicity in your life and in your family. And the wolf also, it breaks free and then it goes and it does its healing. And then guess what happens? In my throat chakra, I just kind of choked up on my words. So this is a message we need to hear. And then when you come back to your tribe, you are different. You are solid. If you can see, he's just sitting here calm, staring at us. You are solid, you're grounded, and you can be in any environment and not be rocked and not be scared. And your family could be raging, your family could be toxic, or they could just be, silent, like might be like passive aggressive, whatever it is, but you're in that environment, not bothered anymore. You're no longer that weak little girl or boy that was always so traumatized by what was going on around you. You're different now. You've done your healing. You're strong. You're wise. You have a cleansing routine. You have protection around you with your angels and your guides, and you can now be in any environment and be safe. And sometimes the lone wolf is saying that we have to be that ground for our families. When shit is hitting the fan in our family life, we have to be there. We have to be their protectors. Whether that's energetically, meaning like from afar, just praying for them, which prayer does work, or kind of showing up and being there for them when they're starting their healing journey. Because, there's family members that might have been knocking you for doing your healing. And then a couple of years later, they start to do their healing and they apologize. And they're like, wow, I thought you were crazy with all your crystals and all of the cards, but now they're interested in it. So know that you're stepping out and being different from your family, and it's what you're meant to do. And they're going to follow soon. So you have to be the leader of the pack. And then we have giraffe, the bigger picture. Take a step back and gather your thoughts and feelings. And clearly the giraffe is super tall and it can see what's ahead. So that's why this is saying anytime you're in a situation that is toxic and you're trying to see things differently, you just have to pull back a little bit. I always call it the helicopter view, and observe yourself. Observe the situation. Say, how did I just respond to that person? Whoa, why was I so triggered by that? Why was I so affected by that? And just keep asking yourself, why? Why did I do that? Or how did that make me feel? Or am I having these thoughts because they're my thoughts, or did I pick up somebody else's energy? We always have to be seeing the bigger picture. And that's why journaling, what I mentioned earlier, having a self-care routine of cleansing and journaling is huge, and eventually meditating too. But on a healing journey, we have to do these things to be that leader of the pack, because nobody else in our family is doing it. Nobody else is doing their growing. Nobody else is doing their self-reflecting. And I say this freely, like, of course, there's other families that have many family members that are participating in this type of healing, but sometimes my clients are the lone wolf and they're the only ones, and they chose it that way. Their soul picked it for them. Awesome, awesome messages. Let's end with a Course in Miracles card. This is the Everyday Miracles deck. Let's get a message from our angels. In my defenselessness, my safety lies. It is not danger that comes when defenses are laid down. It is safety, it is peace, it is joy, and it is God. So when you're in toxicity, when you're in kind of turmoil in your families, don't be defensive. In my defenselessness, my safety lies. You are safe. You don't have to engage in that behavior. I think I said it maybe yesterday in my video about don't engage in other people's egos, like seeing their egos and being like, okay, their ego is the younger version of themselves, kind of having a little bit of a tantrum, and they can't be the giraffe. They can't see things clearly. They are so focused on what's in front of them and a problem. I also just got guided to tell you, I know I was in the bathtub last night, and I have a certain situation going on in my life that it's just heavy on my mind, and it's absorbing my thoughts, and it's absorbing my energy. And I really have to like separate from it so I can like function and I can still live my life and still do this stuff and not get too immersed in that. So I've learned the trick for me is if I'm, cleansing, I'm in the bathtub, and I find my thoughts are just like trying to figure it out. And how's this going to play out? And what's going to happen? And what are they going to do? And what am I going to do? And is this right? Is this wrong? And you just stop. And I just remember like, I was like stretching. I was in the bathtub and I was like touching my toes and I was stretching. And I'm like, Michelle, you are so in your ego right now. You know better. You know better. You know that you're not in control. Your soul has you, Michelle. You are fine. You wake up tomorrow and you don't think, and you just move and you just do, and you just show up where you're supposed to show up. You do the work that you're supposed to do, and you just don't think about it. And that is full on surrender. That is trusting God, trusting the universe, trusting your angels. And when I do that, and when I step out of that thinking and obsessing and trying to figure out a solution, I feel so free. I got up out of the bathtub. I had a headache all night last night, the worst headache. And I got out of the bathtub and I laid in bed and it was like instantly gone. I was like, holy cow, that's all it took was me saying, no, I don't need to figure it out right now. It's already laid out. The plan is already done. I don't need to figure it out. I just wake up, be a good person, and that everything will take care of itself. And whether that's for you in your family life with maybe conflict with family members, whether it's a new relationship, which it looks like it's a new relationship with somebody from a past life or in the past coming back to you, we tend to overthink everything. We have to cleanse our bodies to make sure that we're not thinking thoughts of other people. And then once we are back in our energy, we have to see, okay, why am I forcing these thoughts? I don't need to think about it right now. If you're deciding between two jobs, if you're deciding between moving or whatever, you just pause and say, I know I'll be guided to the right decision when the time is right. And when you get control of that inner dialogue, and it changes your state of being, it changes how you're feeling in that moment. You can then go and cook dinner and feel good. You can then start to put on music or put on Netflix, and your energy is different. You're no longer sitting on the couch in your head thinking and thinking and thinking. You're free. And if you can do that in each moment and each time in life we get these opportunities to practice this, you're going to be a master. You're going to be the master of your mind. And it really is a freeing place to be. And that's my goal on this channel, to help you see that you can be free from your mind. You can surrender, you can be in the boat and go through this river of life and not have to force anything, and not have to worrying about, your boat running into whatever, a bank or something. Like, you just coast and you know that something bigger is guiding you. And if you look back and you self-reflect and journal and see how everything has lined you up to now with the wheel card, everything has always worked out for you in the past, right? It's going to continue working out now. So whatever you're stressing about right now, let go of the wheel and let the universe, let your higher self, let your angels, your guides, let them guide you. Get out of your head and into your heart. All right, lovies, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment if this resonated with you. If any part of this, if any of these cards really hit your heart, comment below and tell me, because I love hearing that they connect for you all. I know the frog is super special for me. And if I was watching this video, I'd be like, oh my God, frogs are my thing. Thank you so much. And if you are feeling called to, I would so appreciate any donations. I do these readings for free and just offer my heart to you. So remember, every time you put something out, you get it back. So the more you give, whether you donate to me or to another channel that really resonated with you, or you go to a store today, start tipping people and giving people good energy, money, love, a hug, and watch, you'll get that back. Sometimes we get it back double. All right, lovies, I will see you in the next one. See ya.